Lovely people in the class, my name is Galileo Galilei. My friend Haotian asked me to answer some questions from you, because he is such a lazy teenager to leave all the work to me and his colleagues in the class. And he didn't think I knew much about myself, so he forced me to learn later papers and research about myself. He shared with me Paolo's interesting syllabus as an instruction for you guys to penetrate me. It's really an honor to have someone who has such a long affection for me. All right, let's see what questions you guys have for me. First question. What, according to you, is your most important achievement? Where to begin? My life's work spans many achievements, but if I must choose one, it would be my exploration of the pendulum's properties. It's quite amusing, really, how a simple swinging object can reveal so much about time and motion. In 1602, I noted the phenomenon of isochronism in pendulums, although, truth be told, I struggled to demonstrate it mechanically at first. You know, even geniuses have their off days. Do I still hate Urbanus PP8 now? Oh, Urbanus PP8. Our relationship was, let's say, a celestial event of its own kind. Initially, he was a great admirer of my work, or so I thought. Later, he felt I mocked him in my dialogue concerning the two chief world systems. Hate is a strong word. I prefer to think of it as a cosmic misalignment of personalities. It's not every day that your work leads to house arrest, but then again, not everyone gets to challenge the status quo as I did. My favorite theorem? It's like asking a parent to choose their favorite child. If I must pick, I'd say it's the law of falling bodies and the principle of inertia. These aren't just fancy terms, they are the cornerstones of modern physics. And let's not forget, they were pretty radical ideas at the time. It's always fun to stir up the intellectual pot a bit, isn't it? What is the relationship between mathematics and empirical science? Mathematics and empirical science, the Romeo and Juliet of the intellectual world. Mathematics is the language of the universe, while empirical science is the conversation. Without one, the other is just whispers in the wind. My work, especially with pendulums, showed how mathematics could turn physical observations into universal laws. It's like hosting a grand ball where numbers and nature dance in perfect harmony. Now, about leaving my wife behind when I moved to Florence in 1610. Let's clear the air. It wasn't a scandalous affair or a dramatic soap opera episode. It was more about the demands of my new position as the Grand Duke of Tuscany's chief mathematician and philosopher. Sometimes one must make sacrifices for science. Plus, Florence's night sky was far too captivating to ignore. I think we have the last question. What's your feeling about reading the later research about yourself? What a question, and what a font of the text here. It has to be brought by Haotian, who has the worst taste in the world. But I'll answer this. To see how future generations ponder over my work. It's quite the spectacle, akin to watching someone try to decipher a cryptic star map that I doodled in my spare time. There's a mix of amusement and astonishment in seeing scholars dissect my experiments with pendulums, like in A Phenomenology of Galileo's Experiments with Pendulums. I must say, I never imagined my musings on pendulum isochronism and swinging lead and cork bobs would cause such a stir centuries later. Reading these modern interpretations, I feel like a proud yet slightly bemused grandfather watching his descendants puzzling over an old family heirloom. What was Galileo thinking, they ask? What drove him to these discoveries? The truth? A relentless curiosity and perhaps a bit too much time staring at the sky and swinging pendulums. And then, the philosophical musings and intricate analyses in these papers. I have to chuckle. I was a man of simple tastes. I loved my telescope, a good mathematical puzzle, and of course a fine Italian wine. To see my work enshrined in such scholarly debate is both flattering and a bit overwhelming. In all honesty, it warms my old stargazing heart to know that my work continues to inspire and provoke thought. I feel like a character in a grand historical play where each new scholar adds their own interpretation to my role. I just hope they capture my good side and my sense of humor. Remember, amidst all the gravity, pun intended, of scientific discovery, one must always find time for a little laughter under the stars. All right, I think that's it. Thank you for keeping an old astronomer's legacy alive with your curiosity and enthusiasm. As you dive into your finals, just remember, if I could question the universe under house arrest, you can certainly ace those exams. Good luck, and may the stars align in your favor. And now I think it's time for the invited guest from the past to leave the room. See you in the past.